Estate Talk. Boston joined right now by one of our power players, Bryan Joyce from Grand Coast Capital, Private Money Lending. Bryan, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Talking about flipping, and it's a hot topic. People continue to flip properties. What I would like to get is kind of your take on what makes a successful flipper, because there's a lot of people out there trying to do it. You work with a lot of them. What are some of the characteristics that you see on your end with successful flippers?
Yeah, I mean, a good question. I think the first and foremost successful guys or people out there doing the investing, it's all about having the right team of people, between having the right agent to find the property, the right title attorney, the right insurance person or insurance agent, contractor, you name it. Building that team is the key component. It doesn't happen right away. Some people find that right team out of the gate. A lot of people, like myself in the past, I've done 24 flips myself. It's sort of a learning process. You find people, you move people in and out. But I think that when you look back at the successful ones out there, the one thing they all have is the right team in place.
Well, let's talk about it from the front end and actually finding the property. Do you engage with a real estate agent just like you would if you're looking for your own residential home? Is it a similar process, or is it a completely different person that's kind of finding those deals for you?
Yeah, I think you want to find an agent that has experience in investments because they're going to understand your goals. An agent that's trying to find somebody a home to live in for 10, 20, 30 years, they have a different perspective. The agent that knows investors, they know investments, is going to know that you need to get in and get out. What's that sales price? Maybe it's worth $250, but to get in and get out, it's worth $225. So you want to find that agent who can be upfront and honest with you on the valuation, but also find the deals. A lot of agents might be able to find a property, but a lot of them can find those off-market deals because they're connected in the local market.
It's almost like an art form.
It is, yeah. It really is. Agents can do mailers, all sorts of things to find deals because you can't always trust the MLS. Not trust the MLS, but can't go to the MLS anymore. You need to find those unknown deals that are out there.
What's interesting with the agent side, similar to the lending side, when the two of us both lend money, you're on the private money side, I'm on the conventional side.
Yeah.
We do two completely different things. Same thing with the agents. You might be able to go to the top agent in your market, but most likely it's somebody who really has that flip mentality and is able to spot the diamond in the rough, which is what you're looking for.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
Let's talk about from the contractor side. It's not as simple as just finding a property and then just trying to find a contractor on the fly that fits into their schedule. It's really kind of got to, from what I understand, be put together up front prior to going in.
In terms of the budget and everything, is that?
Or the contractor knowing what they're getting into, because from a timeline, you got to be able to act quickly.
Yeah, again, it's all about get in, get out. So you need the contractor who has the team in place themselves of their subs, right? So maybe if you paid cash and you're just doing it as a side thing, you could wait around and wait for it to be done. But a lot of people are borrowing short-term loans, or they've got a timing thing. They're trying to get it in before the spring market. So it's all about get in, get out. The contractor that knows that, maybe even you want to find a contractor that's been flipping themselves because they understand your mindset, so they know what your needs are more than someone else might. So you need them under the gun just as much as you are. Yeah.
How do you find these people?
It's hard. It's very hard. Word of mouth, I think, is good. Asking around. There are a lot of real estate investment groups out there for real estate investors to kind of get together and network. You can ask around, talk to realtors, talk to other contractors to try and find names of people out there.
Third phase of the team, I guess, being the lender, right?
Yeah.
Private money, if you need, that's what you guys do at Grand Coast Capital. It's a completely different process, as we talk about, than conventional lending.
Yeah.
From timeline for what you're looking for, a lot of people think, well, I might not qualify, I don't make enough money. Break down why that stuff doesn't necessarily matter.
Yeah, another good question. So a lot of these deals, as you will. You know, there are estate sales. There could be maybe still the bank owns that might still exist out there, not as much now. Usually you need to close fast to get the right deal. And to close fast, you know, no offense to traditional lending, it takes too long, you know, between appraisals, inspections, things of that nature. Lenders like us are the short-term guys. We're collateral-based, so our focus is the real estate. Borrower is secondary. So we can close in a few days if we had to, which is key for the investor who's trying to get the right deal by offering maybe less money because they can close fast.
Sure. And that's going to be a completely different process. You're not getting pay stubs and W-2s and all that stuff. It's more about the appraisal. And that's really the main driver. I mean, you guys don't even check credit, I don't think.
Well, we do check credit. I mean, we usually have a 600 minimum, but, you know, we can go below that for the right story. No, it really is what's the property worth as is, and then what's the post-renovation value. We don't do appraisals for the 1 to 4 family fix and flip stuff. We don't. It's really a desktop valuation that we do in-house, and we'll ask borrowers to get comps from their agents, compare the two, and try and find that common ground value of what it's worth after the fact. We're always going to be a little more conservative. As the lender, obviously, we want to make sure that we're protected. It also gives us a sense of, you know, what's the bottom line for the borrower. And if we feel like they don't stand to make money, we'll bring that up with them and show them the numbers that we have, show them the comps that we're finding. And if we have to explain to them, and it doesn't, you know, means we don't close the loan, so be it. You know, the goal is for everyone to make money, right? Everyone to be successful. If we feel like we're the only one that's going to make money in it, we'll try and talk people out of it.
Interesting, and that's probably not the case with all hard money lenders. So
no, it isn't.
It's a great trait to have.
Yeah.
Check these guys out at grandcoastcapital.com. Ryan, so we talked about putting together the team, the hunter, the agent finding you the deals, the contractor who can make the flip happen quickly, and ultimately the lender who's going to get you the money to pull it all together. Let's talk about the greater Boston market and where there's opportunity. A lot of people for years were talking about South Boston and Dorchester and that area, and there were a lot of multifamilies that were being converted, and now they're actually being converted back, I'm saying. But you know, the price points have gotten out of control for a lot of areas. What's a niche right now where you see people kind of gravitating to, or is there a niche that is working in today's market?
I would say East Boston right now is the place to be. We have quite a few loan scenarios in the works. We have a few loans in that market. The bulk of them are condo conversions right now. You know, maybe it's buying a 3-unit and getting permits to go up 1 or 2 stories and add 1 or 2 more units. There's a huge market for that right now. I would say East Boston is the hot area. Multis, you know, as the flips go away, the bank-owned fix and flips kind of move away. I think it's still the multifamilies that people are trying to buy. I see new construction, but certainly not like 10, 12 years ago when the market collapsed. You know, I think people are being very conservative with new construction still, but it still exists sort of in the suburbs. Obviously, it's still a big thing. So I would say in Boston, East Boston is definitely the area at the moment.
And in your spectrum, what you guys do, I mean, you even go outside the loop. I know you've done some motels and gas stations, and I think even churches where you've worked on conversion. So you guys can really do some stuff that is outside the box.
Yeah, a lot of our competitors are strictly renovation flips. That's pretty much, or renovation and hold. People go renovate the property and then take it to a bank to refinance and hold it long term. For us, we also have a commercial bridge product, which does the small hotels, office buildings, industrial warehouses, things like that. Sometimes they need work, sometimes they don't. You know, it's just the borrower needs that short-term gap funding, and we can do that.
Well, that's great information. Thanks for stopping by, Bryan. If you'd like to connect with Bryan and the team over at Grand Coast Capital, check out their website, grandcoastcapital.com. Remember, we have more real estate information right here on boston.com.